right, hello everybody. We are starting on an episode for a game. We don't usually cover games that much, usually board games. And
Is this not a special game, though? This is a special game.
To me, I love
To
this
me
game.
as well.
Yeah, so the person that's put like 100 hours in the game compared to my I don't know, probably, if I count Destiny 1 because it was an Xbox, I would guesstimate about 3,000 hours.
Okay, well, some of us are overachievers, and I was level, 39 this season?
Yeah. Didn't even get the cool looking armor or anything.
I don't have time for stuff like this, ladies and gentlemen. I want to play, but I can't.
You can't miss the bandana coming up in the future.
Oh my god, y'all. When I say that we have some really cool stuff that we're about to go over, the highlight of my entire time watching this is a bandana. Go on, Nathan.
It's dumb. It's cool
not
looking,
dumb.
but that is the best
Go
part.
on, Nathan.
All right, well, today is August 23rd. It is a big announcement day for Destiny. They went ahead and announced a few more extra details. We kind of knew most of what was going to happen in this season, just not the actual storyline or the raid until more recently.
Raid.
But they are releasing Season 18 for Destiny 2, and it is going to be called the Season of Plunder.
Plunder.
They're leaning very heavily into the piratey feel of this.
Hence the bandana.
Yes.
And other things.
It got pirate ship combat, even though it's in space. It's still, they're leaning into it by putting sails on the ship, which
Space pirates.
space pirates, which make no sense in space, but it's the whole idea of having fun.
How dare you? Who are you to say the space pirates don't make any sense?
Space pirates do, but not space sails, and they're made of cloth.
Okay.
They would disintegrate from the radiation.
Okay, well, it still looks cool. It looks cool.
It does. That's why I love it. No, I think it looks really cool. But they have released a couple new things besides just the season. Pre-order bonus for the new Lightfall DLC, which is coming soon, is an exotic auto rifle.
Now, didn't
Otherwise,
they say? Sorry to interrupt, but didn't they say that if you pre-ordered it, you get that today, or was that something else?
No, the auto rifle. Yep.
Okay.
The Quicksilver Storm. So the auto rifle, exotic auto rifle.
I like auto rifles.
It is a pretty cool one too. It's got slightly better stats than average. I don't remember the numbers off the top of my head, but it's a pretty decent auto rifle. But the perks it has is what makes it pretty useful overall. It's not a game-breakingly strong, but it is a better than average auto rifle. And there's really not that many exotic auto rifles.
We can sit here all day long and go over the stats. I'm just going to glaze over and let him talk about it because I just shoot things.
Yes, you do.
I play Titan.
Yes, you do. I do pre-orders sometimes, but I don't know, maybe
Does it
every once in a
shooty
while.
shoot?
Yeah.
If it shooty shoot, I do it.
Yeah, you don't do pre-orders anymore that much.
No, but if it's a really cool gun, like the Gallahorn, whenever they did the 30th anniversary,
Yeah.
like we did the 30th anniversary because Gallahorn.
Speaking of that, the Destiny 2 has launched on Epic Games, which I mean, it's a new platform. It's okay.
It is what it is.
Yeah, it's nothing special. I mean, I guess it is a big thing for the fact that it's branching out in platforms, but especially the fact that it used to be on Blizzard, and then it went from Blizzard to both Blizzard and Steam, and then for a short time, and then Steam only. But now it's branching out to a couple other platforms. But if you do download that, I think it's until the 30th. So from the 23rd, which is today, till the 30th of August, you get the 30th anniversary pack for free.
Free.
Yeah, you get to have a new dungeon, Forerunner. It's another exotic sidearm, kind of like a pistol, really. Really cool sidearm, and then Gallahorn. Everybody, if you play Destiny, especially Destiny 1, you probably know at least about that Gallahorn.
But tell them what they also get.
Oh yes, if you
The coolest part.
play two different games, are getting Destiny crossovers. Go ahead.
One
tell
cool game. So Fortnite is whatever. The main
me.
thing.
Fortnite. I mean, I don't play Fortnite anymore. I did
Look,
it a long time ago.
we played it when it first came out, when it wasn't the
when it was a
battleground.
survival builder.
Yes,
It
and
was-
we played PlayerUnknown Battleground or PUBG, and then Fortnite got bigger. So we're one of those plebs that was like, PUBG's better. So whatever.
It was awful.
But
I loved it, but it was an awful game.
You have Zavala. You have
Ikora,
and there was just like a random
the Exo Stranger. I forgot.
Okay.
Anna Bray? No, no, it is Elsie or Anna. I can't remember. It's the two sisters. I forget which one's which. I think it's Elsie Bray.
That sounds familiar. But either way, you can play as one of those three in Fortnite, and I would just love to play as Zavala going around going, Guardian! And just like killing people with it. But then the other one, which is the cooler thing in IMHO, is Fall Guys. You get to be a warlock, a hunter, or a titan.
It's the generic looks, but it's exactly what you expect.
It looks so super cool with their little helmets on. I just want to be like Guardian as I'm like going through and like pushing people off. I would be super cool. I like it. So that's the best part of the Epic like store getting Destiny 2 now, in my opinion.
Yes, it looks adorable. It should be Guardian. I've never seen that before. But
Guardian.
As you're falling,
Guardian down.
Sounded like Elmo. But that's nothing huge as far as gameplay, but I'm really excited that they're branching out. They're working with other games, collaborations. It just gives Destiny some more life and some more players. Just if you see the skins in the game, people are going to see it and be like, oh, let's try Destiny. Yeah, you might not like most of Fortnite players, but hey, at least it's bodies to fill like queue times. So when it's in PvP, you don't have to wait for like 10 minutes to find the game late night.
Look, I'm sure Fortnite is fantastic. I know some people that play Fortnite. It's just we got hooked on the wrong one, which was PUBG. And now anything that says Battle Royale leaves a bad taste in our mouth. So.
Yeah.
Ow. Anywho. So the big thing as far as what today went with is, yes, they said they were going to have some other different things, but the new expansion, which was called Lightfall.
Yes, it looks like, I think they did this on purpose.
Retro.
I think they did this on purpose, as in it looks kind of like Lightyear, the Buzz Lightyear movie. It's kind of the same like font and everything, and the line through it and everything. I think they did that on purpose. I mean, not to say that movie was bombed, but unfortunately the box office didn't do that well. But I still like the look a lot. Like overall, what's a planet called? Neomuna.
Well, no, so it's Neptune is where they're going, but then there is like a capital city that is on Neptune that is called Neomuna, and it looks like super high. It reminds me a lot of Reach. Like the tall buildings and stuff like that, but it's
a lot more colorful than Reach.
Yes, it's that very neo wave 80s colors.
I think you're right in that, because I feel like Halo Reach in general was just limited by the hardware. I think it was still Xbox 360, and I think that if it was more futuristic, I think it's a good envisioning of what Bungie wanted for games like that, because we kind of talked a little bit about that while we watched some of the trailers. It's sad that Halo kind of has changed so much. I mean, Halo Infinite's been kind of interesting, but it still has been much more of a money grab, seasonal pass kind of style than the old Halos. Like Halo 3, you had maps, you had multiplayer map bundles, but that was it.
Forge World?
Yeah.
No, at one point it kind of made me tear up, because they had said, like, we've come a long way from where we began, which was Halo.
Yes.
And that got me thinking, like, man, they literally have nothing of what they've originally made. What Bungie was Halo, like Combat Evolved. And it's like, it's really sad to think that they made this baby and now it's gone to 343 Studios, Microsoft and all that. But like, I feel like the heart of the new Neptune City was kind of like Reach, in the way that the buildings are and stuff like that. Like what Reach was before all of the destruction.
Yeah, I like the look of it a lot. But Lightfall is going to bring a lot of stuff. Unfortunately, it won't bring any new races, which we haven't really had a new race for quite a while. Technically, it's been since the Scorn and Forsaken. I mean, there's been adjustments and new styles of different types of the same kind of enemies, but it really hasn't been any changes as far as new races since then. But
I'm fine new races, but there is that new character. I forget what they called them, but they were in the sense to where like guardians are made because like the light chooses them. These people choose to protect their people.
It's the Cloud Guardians. I forgot. No,
Cloud. It was Cloud something.
Cloud something.
Yeah,
Forgot the
but
name.
they look like the neon people. Kind of like this is the only way to explain it. Cyberpunk, but it's like the Soldier 76 cyber thing that you like. He's got like the everything on. So
Overwatch.
that's what it kind of reminds me of. But.
Yeah, I'm excited for them too. But honestly, the idea of a new race usually in Destiny means a new race you can either attack or play with.
These people you just see.
Play as, I would say. Yeah, these are just.
They're pretty cute.
Yeah, they're neat. I don't know what role they're going to play. I mean, we really haven't gotten that many races that have been introduced as a whole new race either that we've been able to interact with. I guess the Elixni and the Fallen are the newest kind of like good Fallen, but they're the same race. They're just Fallen. Yeah.
I love it. That's the whole reason I was okay with playing as much as I did, like, and started getting back into Destiny, because it's like, yes.
Yep.
But something else that they showed on the trailer, as why we've picked green, is there is a new subclass. It's called the Strand. Yeah. And personally, like, when I heard that, of course, everybody talks as soon as this thing was released, everybody was like, oh, have you seen the new one? It's like, what is it, like, plant-based? Like, why is it green? I don't know. You got Arc is blue, Void is purple, of course, like, Solar is the yellow, orange, all, like, fire. And I was like, green. You know, like, plants are going to be, like, Earth? Are we going to be, like...
I don't actually understand the color, either. The idea behind it is it's almost like... I think they're leaning into... this style and the look of it looks like the diagrams that try to explain a black hole and the gravitational force used.
It's
where it
the very
distorts.
green color you see, and like.
Well, not so much the color; it's like the wireframe design. Because usually they say, in theory, you know, a black hole it warps reality, so it's actually warping gravity, and it's not normal. But I don't know about the green though.
Well, most of the time, well, personally, like most of the time, whenever you see those little like things that show like this is what a black hole looks like when it does this and that, it's got the black background with like the green lines and everything.
White lines, but yeah,
I've
seen that a couple times.
DOS and stuff like that usually had like the green writing with the black background and everything back in the day. Like my first computer, auto run. Thank you. But the green, it's basically darkness is what this new one is. And so like it's really weird to say that like this really bright neon green is the darkness, but what was the coolest part about it?
Oh, the Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
Pretty much grappling. When I first saw it, of course, the trailer didn't really explain anything. It just a cinematic trailer. It was
just kind of showed somebody going.
It just literally showed the three Guardians, the Hunter, Warlock, Titan, grabbing onto something unknown and swinging straight up like Spider-Man.
Yeah.
So I was like, I kind of thought it was going to be a scripted thing, like you could only have certain spots, and you know you could swing across a gap or whatever. It's just fine. It's just another mechanic, kind of like the deep sight from the Witch Queen, where you could just see stuff that you couldn't normally. But that's not that exciting to me. So I was like, eh. Then watched farther into the kind of release, and the developers talked about it. They said you can attach to anything.
Yep.
Anywhere.
Anywhere. Do you understand what that means? If you're about to fall to your death in the middle of one of those stupid jump raids or like, you know, any of that stuff, you can just go and pull yourself back up. I don't think you can pull yourself
back up, unfortunately. I think what it looks like you can pull yourself forward. So I don't think you can go up any higher than you can.
Will it get me into a different position than what I currently am, which is falling down to my death? Yes. So we'll see.
You will still
how that
somehow
goes.
screw that up. You will probably swing back up and overshoot and then still die on the other side.
We're going to be recording ourselves playing Destiny this new season a little bit, and especially when that comes out, you're going to be seeing a lot of us playing with our buddies, and we're going to be flying across, and they will land perfectly. I will not. I will be going right over where we're supposed to land. But it is what it is. That's how I play my games anyway, so it's whatever.
Yeah. But yeah, I think Strand's neat. I will say one theory I have about it. It's almost pretty much the exact same color as the Hive.
Yeah.
That kind of greenish. And this is more neon green. Maybe it's more
the same
refined.
color as the Moan.
The what? Eris
Yeah.
Morn.
Her eyes are glowing, so it's kind of like that, yeah.
It kind of is. I wonder if it's getting into, technically, it looks scientific kind of at first with the nice wireframe lines and everything. I wonder if it's getting more into alchemic kind of like design, because alchemy has a lot of that, simple wireframe design that outlines like star patterns or alchemic signals or sigils.
Maybe.
So I wonder if it's getting into like you've learned some of this power from the hive now. Just a little theory, but I mean, it I feel like it has to have more of an origin than what we heard they explained it as, was being you just found it yourself. I understand that what the developer said was that you're the first person to ever really
it says
wield
that
this.
no one has ever seen this or anything. You are the first one to actually experience and learn this. So it is like a brand new thing, not just for us, but for like the people in the game as well.
Yeah.
So it'll be weird
We'll
to
see
see how that goes. So that was mostly all the stuff that's going to be in the new expansion when it comes out on February 28th of 2023. What you get now, of course, is the Pirates, so the Season of Plunder.
I think this is going to be a very fun season, and it's going to be a long one actually.
Well, I just want like the hats and everything like that to make me look like a pirate, because I want to just go out and on my little I don't want to say speeder because that's not what it is.
My
but
speeder.
I can't think of the name of it.
Sparrow.
Yep. Yes, different S. I want to have that on there and be like, plunder all that you see. Whee! But going through, but the costumes and everything that they showed off for this new season is super cool. In the trailer for it, it shows what's her name? The girl that was in Stasis.
Oh.
Yeah.
Forget her name. Yeah, I mean,
Stasis lady from the
end of Beyond Light.
Yeah.
You beat her in the Beyond Light campaign. Well, close to the end.
Yeah, she goes freezy freeze, and you can see her hand kind of motion.
Not Araxis. It's on the tip of my tongue. Whatever.
But either way,
she gets
Stasis
out.
lady, yeah, she gets out, and then like you just become a pirate basically, and you fight all these like fallen and stuff inside of space. But like the costumes make it look good. You apparently get your own like ship, and the Drifter is the one that kind of gives you some stuff. You get to pick your own crew and things like that. Like we're talking Sea of Thieves in Destiny. And that's really cool to me. Like, I cannot wait to start playing this season. Oh, I want to be a pirate.
Yeah, I think it looks really cool. Aramis. Ha! I knew it. Her name was Aramis.
I pay no attention to names, only how they sound. So, like, the only reason that I know Zavala's name is because of how many times Nathan has had to tell me, have you gone to Zavala to get your stuff? Have you gone to Zavala? Zavala,
Have you got your
Zavala.
quest for today?
Yep, so it's like, Zavala now is stuck in my brain, but
Guardian.
I still only know him as Guardian. So I just know people how they talk. So I'm very surprised that the Drifter actually came to my head whenever I was mentioning him, because I was like, the guy that does like the gambit.
He floats around a lot. Kind of floats freely. Drifting.
Like a drifter. But another thing that they mentioned that's going to get an overhaul is the Arc subclass, or
Yeah,
just the Arc class in
It
general.
has gotten the overhaul, and it's live now in this season.
I never ever play Arc. I have just
Nobody
started.
really did that much because it wasn't that tuned right now.
So I'm okay with Void now, but Arc, I've just never had a reason to switch to it unless I absolutely have to in a Nightfall or anything like that. But Arc is now going to 3.0. I only know the Titan stuff just because that's all that I ever play. But you'll have to explain more on the other two, because you actually play the game. I play Titan.
Yeah, I play all, primarily Warlock main, but I play all three. But the idea of this season is it's about movement and high AoE damage. Heavy hitting abilities, high AoE damage.
I get to go zoomy zoom in a certain direction now.
Yeah, that one's going to be interesting for PvP. It's essentially a sideways dash. I think only the Titans get it so far.
Yeah. That's
But-
the only one they mentioned in that trailer.
I get the Titans need to get something, but
Do we?
that's going to be a pain in the Crucible because Titans are already.
I'll say, do we need something like that?
They're.
You go around the corner and you get punched in the face, and then you, like, as our buddy put, unload like 2 clips of whatever gun you have, and they're still coming at you and just punch you down. I mean, We get a lot of stuff. I know that
Well,
people
technically, no.
bash them.
Technically, no. Unfortunately, Titans get kind of shafted in most content except PvP. But Hunters, of course, get shafted in everything. Warlocks kind of get a little bit of the best of everything. Kind of why I play Warlock. But this season is going to be about a lot of mobility, heavy hitting abilities, AOE abilities. It'll be interesting to see how the new cooldown adjustments from last season are going to play into this, because I know the cooldowns got increased quite a bit for most supers and stuff. So I'm sure there's going to be a lot of. I haven't seen any of the seasonal artifacts, but should be some new builds that'll bring that down hopefully. But I'm assuming it's going to be well builds this year. But last thing I'll kind of recap on is going back briefly to Aramis. I'm glad she's getting a second chance.
That was a very boring.
Beyond Light was probably one of my least favorite campaigns. It was pretty cool colors, and I liked the look of it. I like Snow Planets, but only so much of it.
I got to see more. That was about it, and that's all I cared about.
But I felt bad for her because she was one of the most underpowered and boring villains for a while that I played, and so I just didn't enjoy it. And I can tell you that the grind for all the aspects for all the characters in Stasis was a pain, and I hated my life while I was doing that.
Yeah, when I started playing again and the game forced me to go all the way till I got Stasis, I was dragging myself to that point. It's like, I really do not want to do this, but I ended up having to.
It gets a lot worse because
no, thank you.
Just doing the campaign, you get some of the base stuff, but you've got to get the other augments and then all the aspects. Getting all the aspects takes like 5 times to 6 times as long as a campaign.
No, thank you. Well, I think the one thing that we haven't touched on yet is that they have said in this trailer that this is going to be not this expansion, but we are starting like it's the beginning of the end of Destiny.
I think now that I've heard the developers, I don't think it's going to actually be the end of Destiny. I think it's going to be a Marvel.
Content.
Yeah, I think it's going to be taking a Marvel approach. It's going to be like a phase. I think this is Destiny's first real defined phase. Like they've had obviously phases. It's good though. I mean, they've had other phases, of course, but it's mostly been every expansion has its own phase. This storyline has been, I mean, technically the storyline's been going since Destiny 1. It's all been building up, but this specific storyline they said has been about 5 years, I think you said?
Yeah.
5 years. Yeah, 5 or 6 years in the making. So this story's been going since roughly towards the beginning of Destiny 2, but I think that from the way they framed it, they're going to just end the current story and keep going. I thought they were going to actually end Destiny 2 and then didn't know what's going to happen.
It sounded to me like this expansion and then this expansion after that is going to be the last one. So we're on the second to last one is going to be Lightfall, and then the one after that. And of course the Witness is going to be a really big thing on that. But it sounded like they're going to finish the story, but then for years to come is the way they put it, and they said that Destiny's not going anywhere, so it sounds like you'll be able to do all of the expansions and everything like that. That'll all be here still to play, but I don't think there's going to be anything new past the second expansion that's coming out.
I guess it's just going to depend on how successful they are. It's going to be a big factor. How much money they get from all this, where if they can develop more. If
they can do what they did with the Witch Queen for the last 2, I will pay whatever I have to pay, because that one was actually, it was very challenging because they came up with that legendary version where you actually get things at the end of it for doing legendary.
Yeah, because I hated campaigns because they were a waste of time. That was not a waste of time.
Yeah, that gave you stuff at the end, which actually made it worthwhile to do the harder version. It was a challenge. Like, holy cow, that was so hard for the 3 of us to actually go through and do that.
Well, especially towards the last 3 missions, it was supposed to kind of keep you at level, and of course it under levels you on purpose just to make the difficulty harder. But the problem was we were under the level that the under leveling was at, because I think we got some unlucky rolls. We got double boots and double something else, so some of our stuff was lower than the rest.
So many of one particular gun.
Yes, it was lower than the rest, and that caused it to be where we were like a good 25, 30 light levels below, and we couldn't kill anything. So
I cannot remember what the shotgun was, but I got that shotgun. I had like 10 of them in my like
LD, I think was
something like that. I was like, if I get one more of these things, I'm gonna chuck it in Savathun's face, and I'm
just explode. It wasn't necessarily the mechanics. Well, see, that's the biggest difference.
Just hard.
That's the biggest difference. I think that the difficulty of
having to
campaign,
fight a hunter, your own hunter.
I think the difficulty of that campaign was pretty close to being on par with a raid. Like, as far as the amount of damage resistance enemies have, it just didn't have any mechanics, which made it much easier. So, but if you think about how difficult it is, if you had played a raid with only 3 people, if you could do that in some raids, that's what it felt like. Just obviously there was no mechanics in it compared to an actual raid. But having to fight like the warlock, the hunter, and the titan like there at the end, like the first phase of Savathun, and it's like us basically just hiding in those 2 little rooms in the corners, just like, all right, the hunter's doing his thing. All right, nope. Yeah, you peek out once, and the little hunter knife sticks you in the face.
It's like,
guardian down.
Damn it, Amber. Because it was always me. I'd be like, I'm a titan, I can take this. Guys, I'm down. But another cool thing is, real quick, is that King's Fall's coming back. So that's going to be on August 26th, so this Friday.
Yep.
So there's going to be another raid to do. I've never done anything but Vault of Glass. So it'll be fun to actually try a new one because, like we've said, he was mostly the player for Destiny 2. I just started getting into it probably around the Beyond Light time.
Yeah, you played very briefly in the beginning of Destiny 2.
Yeah.
But you kind of lost interest and you didn't have any friends to play with. Like, they quit playing it, and so you dropped it for the time.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
But now we've got more friends who are playing that. And I got into it about the Beyond Light time right there, and really started getting back into it and actually learning mechanics and things like that. I don't try to learn games. On Halo, give me a rocket launcher, or give me a sword, or give me a shotgun. I'm good to go. But,
Sniper rifle DMR.
Don't give me a sniper rifle. But like for this game, I actually was wanting to learn more about it and actually like get up to the higher levels and help people because I really like mechanics that this game throws out at you. So like the Vault of Glass where you have to shoot things in order and stuff like that. Boy, though, trying to do that with 6 different people.
Yeah, it didn't used to be that bad just because there was no order to the oracles. And that was super easy to do, honestly, because everybody could start shooting at the same time, and it really wasn't a difficult process. The damage phase for the Templar was harder than the oracles, but now with the refined version, it was just trying to get people to coordinate and listen and remember their position of when they need to shoot. But
yeah, we finally found our sweet spot there around the end, where that, and then the very end where you have the 6 different crystals in the air and stuff like that. We finally got that down packed to where people knew their roles, but now we'll get to do that all over again because I'm sure you've played King's Fall, and I'm sure that our friends have played King's Fall. Yeah. So
King's Fall was already a pretty well-made raid, so I'm interested to see what they've changed because Vault of Glass was a very well-made raid, but it wasn't the most difficult because it was their first actual raid that they made. The difficulty was it was the first raid that Destiny players ever played, so it was a learning curve for them. But overall, the raid was a wonderful raid, but not as difficult as some of the future ones. King's Fall was more difficult in several areas. So I'm interested to see how they're going to change it up and make it even more difficult.
Yeah. So it'll be fun to go through that and see. We are going to be, like I said, recording ourselves playing with this new, basically, Season of the Pirate and things like that. Season of Plunder and Pirates.
Plundering pirates.
But we'll get to see the Arc 3.0, see how that goes for each one. So, like, I'll be doing mostly the Titan stuff. He can do everything else because I don't have another character because I like my Titan. I like Smashy. But we'll be showing that off. We'll be doing the raid once we can get the people to coordinate and play it, and just kind of showing you everything. And then hopefully, we don't have to. We'll have to wait till February 28th, but hopefully it won't be too long of a wait to try and get into that because I really, really, really want to see Neptune and all that. Because there was even something we didn't even touch on was the new enemy. The big one. It's not a juggernaut, but it's something.
The Tormentor.
Tormentor.
Yeah.
Yes, like that guy. They said that it's basically like its own dungeon boss, just in the game.
I have a feeling that by the words they used, it's an unstoppable like champion. I don't know if it's going to be as easy as a champion to take care of, because honestly, if you have the right weapon equipped, you just
They said that it can suck your stuff, your life, and everything out.
Suck your life.
It'll suck your life out. But it'll do all that stuff too.
But it had, if you looked at a couple close-ups they had, there was these rings going around its shoulders and stuff. It looks exactly like what champions have on. So I wonder if it's actually just a champion, but it's going to be more difficult, which would be fun.
Yeah,
but
it's apparently it sucks your life out. It sucks some of your ultimate and everything, like the
energy
bar.
And stuff. Yeah. But other than also doing tons of damage, so it'd be neat. Real quick to recap, because we're about at the end of this video. Do go to the Epic Store, and if you don't have all the DLC for Destiny, or specifically if you don't have the 30th anniversary of Destiny,
get it on Epic.
Yep, go ahead and go to Epic and download Destiny soon. You've got until the 30th. 30th is the last day. After that, it's going to be, you can't do it anymore. But you can get the 30th anniversary for free. It's very much worth it. The dungeon, Grasp of Avarice, is probably one of the more slightly easy but fun dungeons out there, because it's like the new one, Duality, is a lot harder, I think, just because of so much stuff coming at you than the Grasp of Avarice. But it's a good dungeon. You get Galahorn, it's easy, GG easy, boss damage gun. Forerunner, just a fun PvP gun.
Now, do we still get to play Duality? Is that going to be an option, or is that gone?
No, they said they are no longer. That's one other thing. They are no longer sunsetting content.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, they are no longer going to sunset. So we'll see how that's going to work out when more stuff keeps coming out, but no longer sunsetting, which is fine by me.
Because I really liked playing that with our friends that didn't know what to do. We played that with our Don't Split the Party friend, Alex, the other day. Did not know what he was getting into.
Duality.
We were on that for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Something like that. And poor guy kept dying, and I'd have to go and res him while Nathan just took care of the damage. It was rough for all of us. By the end of it, we were like, all right, one more time. And at the end of it, we were all just like, oh, thank God.
I'm pretty sure Alex logged off within like 30 seconds of completing the thing. He's like, all right, I'm going to bed, bye.
I'm sure he passed out, though, because he was like so done.
He gets up early. But yeah, I think Destiny is going in a good direction. I'm excited. It's been a fun Destiny day. Yes, we do like Destiny. I hope they're going to keep this kind of stuff up after they're split from Activision. I think they've done a really good job.
I think that was a good decision.
Yeah. But hopefully they keep doing good, because it's been a fun game. I enjoy it. Sometime come join us if you ever want to. Just leave a comment on the video. And if you can, please like this video. It'll help for the future.
Like, comment, and subscribe.
Oh my God.
I did
those
it.
people.
It's first time. I did it. Yep, that's right. First video. Like, comment, and subscribe.
See, I was being more tasteful, at least. I was just asking pleasantly rather than just like spewing it out.
Like, comment, subscribe. Give us the likes, the comments, and the subscriptions.
But yes.
Love you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming by. Hope you all have a great day.
Watch us on Twitch while we play this too. Bye.
Bye.